I am ready to retire. Gogo Moyo 0. YouTube. It's honestly fine. What's honestly fine, guys? Because like this thing is upsetting me. Gatek, please give me more information. Welcome back, everyone. Woo! Back on now. Network issues, ne? We understand. Ay, siyabulela, guys. Yo, phela abogogo are not the time of technology, hey? Plus, I missed the first live. Yo, wena man. Yo, I was so stressed. Welcome back, everyone. All 59 of you. Coco Mafikeng in the house. Hi, Coco. We're back. We're back now. Okay. Yes, the question was, can you please explain the concept of Ugutwasa Emanzin? Ugutwasa Emanzin, thank you guys for coming back to the stream, guys. Woo! Everyone that's back on right now, hit your like on the stream. Hit like on the stream. The concept of Ugutwasa Emanzin. Motwasa Emanzin, unamadlozi I2, one of two. Inzunza as well as Mundao. Inzunza is the one that infamously likes to play sounds in your ear like a zing, like you feel like the aliens are tapping into your network. It's hectic, bruh. Your ears closed, like you have a lot of radioactivity that happens in your ears. That is idlozi bathi inzunza. Yes, nalo lihlala emanzini kwasentabeni. Bayahlukahlukana amadlozi as well. It's important, guys, to learn of your history. It's also not very wise of me to talk about amadlozi in this fashion, because all of you guys are going to just take this version and think, okay, I don't need to learn more. So that's why I am always so closed lip when it comes to such things. I need you guys to please go to the right schools, get taught, be educated, and draw your own experiences. So you must still go there. Okay, guys? And then the other one, Umundao. Umundao also, it was Lasemanzini, highly intuitive, super intelligent as Idlozi. It's usually very strict. It takes a lot of precedence when it comes to a lot of other ancestors, versus even more than the one Singuni, Lahlala Matambo. Finish reconnecting, we're back, we're on live. Idlozi Lasemanzini does not mean that you're Twasalanga Phakathi kwamanzi, as in you're going to stay there humbly abiding under the water. It doesn't mean that for everybody. There is a ceremony called Uguparula Gomundao that happens on a Sunday, the last day of Intwaso, and that is essentially where Idlozi Lasemanzini gets initiated. That's that on that. I'm just gonna try to spring up to the top. Oh, we understand. Plus, I missed the first live. I was there. UK, what's up? So as I go, the past week I had a terrible headache and leg pain until I took my grandfather's white cloth and wore it. The pain was gone. What does it mean? He gave me the cloth before he passed away. Guys, like the first thing about Badimu is that you have to be mindful. The right. The left, mama, right? So automatically, by whichever side of your vessel is communicating with you, it is directive to which side of the family this conversation is coming from. So this person that says I was having a headache, if you're mindful of yourself, you'll find that perhaps it was on the left side or the right side, and um um you must check which side is the most dominant, because the leg was also supporting which side. And then again, now we go narrow it down more to Umkulu gave you a cloth before he passed away, and then only now when you start using his cloth and wearing it, the pain subsided. Guys, that is the most clearest information, as clear as day, that khona umnikazi wesithunywa sebakunikeza sona. There is a person who is responsible for the gift that you are anointed with, that needs a bit of more quality time with you. They need you to be more mindful of yourself and spirit. But if you're going to behave as if you're your own entity and you're in isolation, you're not going to be supported in the ways that matter, right? Yeah, guys, I'm greasing my lips some DCT. You know, so it's very important, and that's why when there was an action, you had an action to do, and you had to react, and part of their reaction to you was to take away the pain. So it shows you guys that your issue was there for the ancestor that you were not attending to. You're live. We've been live. I'm so stressed as well. Sorry, guys. Don't be stressed. Don't let this thing bring anxiety to you guys. It doesn't bring me anxiety, guys. Don't. It's because we love you. Thank you, lovers. And we're back. Nkgono, what is the would be the meaning behind someone else having constructive dreams, consecutive dreams of celebration involving me or about me? Edwin, it seems like this person is seeing enough of what's happening in your life that you need to be celebrated. There's something entle ezayo your way. A celebration could be the birth of, the coming of. It could mean a whole number of things. So when you are receiving this information, please don't be rigid also in yourself that you have to maybe respond a particular way. Say thank you to the person who's obviously clearly having these dreams about you and that you can't have about yourself. Say thank you first and foremost, and then understand that Ilos is trying to have a conversation with you through this person because they don't necessarily have access to you or feel like they've got access to you. So that's something that you need to work on as an individual and pay attention to that, because I don't want you guys to take this for granted and say someone else yang pupela, why pupela. So self-care is very important. We're back. Yes. Is it possible ukuthi isithunywa sakho sibe kumunye umuntu? Angi-understand into omdala because idlozi lizoyalala kumele liyokhula khona, angisho? So I don't think idlozi lakini would come to me, even if I'm your cousin or your sister. Idlozi lakini, yes, maybe it's going to use me and you to make sure that it gets its processes done, its ceremonies done. They're going to communicate to the both of us. But angeke usho ukuthi idlozi leli elakabani. Akwenzakali kanjalo. Idlozi is from the family. So by virtue of me and you sharing a surname, like Moyo, and we're siblings or cousins, we're obviously going to have that in common. Umkulu Josepha is going to come visit us, and he's going to be the medium that's going to speak to us and tell us about what the other Gogos wants to happen. Again, so we are the most trusted ones because silula, we're easy when it comes to our spirit and our energy. We can pick up. You must let me know what's happening. Apparently, I don't know what is happening. Apparently, I'm unable to connect. So please let me know, Wagwan, and if there's something wrong, because this thing is resetting itself. I'm not sure what's going on here. Guys, please bear with me. We're going to get better eventually at live streaming. I'll also buy a Wi-Fi extender to get to this corner of the house. I think it was the most private working in the studio because the children are going to run around and then jump into the frame, make the computer and the kind to keep an organized level to it. We'll get better. Thank you for your patience until then. I'm just gonna go randomly now, guys. I'm not like picking or choosing or anyone is better or lesser. I'm like literally just randomly choosing. Gogo, I suffer from a lot of anxiety and have a lot of fear from the unknown, and I've been told could it be connected? Certainly. Of course, it would make sense for you to have anxiety and depression because part of you connecting with your ancestors means that you're going to find your healing, and that's going to come in the version of you introducing yourself or getting introduced to your ancestors, and that's through the mediums, the basic mediums of ukupahla and to pray and to meditate. So that's important, and that's why that narrative is spread all around. And it's important to realize that by the time your physical is responding, it's because Idlozi has tried to use all the different mediums of how to communicate with you. Your dreams, through visions, seeing things even when you're wide awake, inclinations, the certain strong feeling to do, dreams maybe from other people and not just from you. all those things, all those messages, when they come together, they are saying to you, my gifted child, I'm trying to spread a piece of information to you. I'm trying to make sure that you know of this and you know about this. If you keep missing that narrative, eventually it's going to move from them and it's going to come to your physical. What I mean by coming to your physical is when you're going to start experiencing the headaches, the mental depression, the mental health issues, the anxiety, the depression, the literally your body feeling ill and falling ill, etc. All of it, like all of it. So that's something that you need to be mindful of, because by the time it relates to your physical, it's because you weren't listening on that telepathic conversation on the astral realm and platform. And it takes a while, guys, before Idlozi goes and interrupts your life and wants to make a joke out of you or wants to punish you. Inverted. These are all inverted. To show, guys, that it took a while before you paid attention. How many sangomas, firstly, did you go to before you started admitting that you have an ancestral calling on your life? How many of them? You know, and even now, you're still watching this live because you're hoping somewhere I'm going to give you a piece of information saying, no, that's not what it means, and you're not a gifted child. Boy, you're going to be waiting on the stream for a while because I will not say that. And that's the part of the truth behind being umntwana wedlozi, is that you have to really be honest with yourself as to what version of the narrative am I wanting to hear. Oh, my favorite. Is it possible Gogo ukuthi ngayenza isithunywa ngaphandle ukuthi ngithwase? Almost like you want to do prophecy over taking your ancestral calling and utwase and ascend to do your physical work that you're supposed to do for your ancestors. Guys, these ancestors are not the same. If I give you all these 3 cards, we'll say each of them are an ancestor. Umunguni, ulahlela amathambo, ufuna ukuthi ugide, ufunde nemithi. Umundawo, ufuna ukuthi uphile emanzini, ufuna ukuthi uphile emanzini, ufunde ukufemba, ukuhlola ngesifuba, khona nesithunywa. Ithunywa is prophecy, and it wants you to go through and find scriptures in the Bible that you're going to use and divine with, much like how you would divine through bones for umnguni. Look at these. They look alike, ne? Until you flip them. They're not the same. So ancestors are exactly like that. But until you allow for Idlozi to show you their versions, their order, their hierarchy, then you're always going to want to choose the lesser. The joke's on you because there is no lesser. They're all different in their own right. It's just that the others are less demanding, others are more muted in their conversation, but that does not mean that they perform any lesser and they can incite and educate. Guys, anytime this thing says reconnecting trust, I'm gonna sip on my water, ne? Because like I ain't even trying. Let's go back to the questions. Don't even know how much time we've spent because like I've lost my original stream. What does it mean if you dream inside the water, sleep? What does it mean? The English is just not making sense. What happens when it's both sides? When it's both sides, it means that you're covered equal seeking of attention from both your paternal and maternal. Don't, guys, don't, oh my God, Angel. You know, Angel, I would like to help you here, and I'd like to do it publicly in front of the 166 people. Angel, you have been sending me messages on Twitter talking about your dream interpretation needing to be deciphered. Generally, we use WhatsApp for this medium. You're the first and only person who's ever decided to send us your dream and needing for interpretation via SMS, which that's why it has taken us this long to even figure out what are you talking about, because we can't locate it. Now I've answered you this morning about me attending to this, which I actually have recorded it, but I'm struggling to send it to you because we don't know how to use that platform, and especially voice notes via SMSs. Now you're seeing it fit to come to the live stream to again echo the same thing about a dream. guys, at some level, there has to be a respect of us as people. If you have mentioned something and you have been answered to, can you please be patient? Because you're not the only person. As you can see, there's 170 of you guys on this live stream. Can we not feel entitled to always being the one that's head of the list and always feeling like we need to be attended to immediately? There's a whole system and a program that goes around booking and managing my diary and making sure that everybody gets the quality time that they need with me. So I don't appreciate the fact that people can be jumping onto literally every single platform that's possible just to be echoing the same sentiment. That does not show a maturity from you, and it actually shows that you're a person that likes to seek attention, and you cannot wait for the divine to actually answer you. You may find that the timing of your answer is not when you seek it, but when you need it. You won't know that because you're all up in your emotion and you want something to happen now by virtue of you depositing monies into an account. Can you please calm down? It would be different if I had ignored you. Then you'd have every right. But I don't see why this has to happen. What does it mean? How Olora Ofofa? Guys, Olora Ofofa shows an ability and a talent that you have. Because right now, if I said, let's go step on top of the roof right now, we're not going to be able to fly away. But in our dreams, we're super saiyans. We can do just about anything. That shows that until you connect with your higher self, until you have a relationship with your ancestors, you're going to miss out on the talents that you have. They're not obvious. They're not obvious, so they need you to connect with them in ways that matter and that account, so that you can be able to have access and tap into these. All 182 of you guys, can you please click on the like button so we can make sure that it's known that we're happy to be here. You guys like talking about dreams. What is it that one must do when they're ready to honor their calling? Aha, what does it mean when my feet itch kafatsi underneath, and how do I make it go away? You know, Sheila, this is actually very interesting because sorry, God, I'm not always gonna have a popular opinion. So I'm not gonna be out here like making it seem like I'm going to ass kiss, for lack of a better term, because I'm supposed to be begging for your time and your attention. I have to be honest with you guys because I'm not trying to build relationships or friendships. I'm really trying to teach a spirit that wants to be taught. So some of you guys may not really necessarily be happy with how I answer some of these questions because I don't want to feed you. Like, I don't want to. This is not a silver platter, guys. For the fact that you have this option available for you guys while you're sitting remotely in your home and I'm in mine, it means that there's an obvious yearning and a hunger to learn. So let's not be in our emotions. Let's keep it push and keep really about the conversation that's here. I've got enough friends. I'm not trying to make more. I can't even maintain the ones I have. So let's be very professional. Gogo, you're talking about you having itches under your feet. Guys, this is the most prime example, for instance. By virtue of you saying this, you are saying to me right now that you have an, I'm not sure what your surname means, but by looking at your question, it says one of your ancestors wants to stomp their feet. They literally they want to be stomping their feet. They're, almost like Americans have a nice version of this. I don't know when they do their beta, alpha, it's almost like it's a version of it without them actually realizing. But the stomping of the feet, it's almost like they're in a trance-like state of connecting with their ancestors. And that's why they look so very passionate. That's an example of. But in Ubungoma itself, stomping your feet, there's an action that needs to happen that's going to find and bring relief to the feet that you stand on. And it won't be putting your toba inya or steaming your feet or any other medium. It literally means that the drum has to be beaten, and therefore that's how you're going to exercise and let idlozi liphefumule through you, for an ancestor to breathe through you. Thokoza Gogo explains the type of dream in one of her videos about dream interpretations here and just look on her channel. Thank you, guys. May we please speak about Borofeto, aka another name is GMS Gogo Moyo Society. I dig it. Oh, Michael, that's so great. Gogo, we hear you. Thank you, guys. I dig it. So everybody's happy with GMS, Gogo Moyo Society. I think that'd be really, really cool. But that will be weird. Like, I wanna it's weird, but I'll figure it out. Thank you so much for that, Michael. I'm actually gonna jot it down here because I'm all about growth and I want to do my things right and specific and wanting. There we go. GMS Society. I'll just put society at the end because we all know what GM means. If everybody's happy with that name, then I hope then it'll resonate. So, what does it mean to dream of two red candles, one lit and the other not, and a white one unlit as well? Thank you. So firstly, if I had that dream, I would set up my space and I'd have all those candles sit there. I'd have one of the red ones lit. And red, by the way, it's for passion, it's for fighting evil, it's for protecting yourself. So clearly you've got more enemies than and then you keep the other two. You keep the other two. When you're done with the red, then go to the white and then end with the red. But I find that during your session with the red, you're going to be told of more ways of how to use it. So start off with the red as you're being instructed. Show that you have the other two colors ready and waiting and standing by, and then ask for what the conversation and why is it important to have this formation. What does it mean for you? When must you always revert back to using this combination in your life, so that you can be able to always jump back to it. I feel like that's really cool. And once you learn about it and get your answers, please share with me. I'd like to add it to my candle magic series that I share with you guys. Oh, by the way, guys, we're manifesting money next week. I'll tell you of the colors that you need so we can get our paper. Please post the live afterwards, Gogo. Oh, Sano-sama, I don't even know where the other ones are and if I've got access to them, but I will try. Laugh out loud. We know we're gifted. Gogo. Hey. I don't know what you're laughing at. It's done. It's done. I don't know. Okay, there Angel is laughing there. Yes, when Gogo, you're talking to me. Yes, Peggy. The Gogo Gifted Society, TGS, another name. Ooh, you're on a roll. Jeez. Okay. You and your mad self. The Gifted Society, TGS. Hey, fire, fire, fire. Siyabulela Gogo. So what I go after praying or pastor, do I blow off the candle? Guys, one thing about blowing off a candle, if you never have any intention, blow it. But if you want to use it again, use your index and your thumb, make it wet, and then right? Kill the flame in that way. But don't blow out. Because if you blow, it means that I am done performing my magic. That means you can't come back tomorrow and try to use that set of candles again. You're going to be dead. You're unusable. You might as well just save them for load shedding when we come back. Ironically, guys, have you guys not wondered why we don't get load shedding anymore since we have this pandemic? We've been live, bro. What you talking about? This literally feels like school. Yay! Thokoza Gogo. Hi, Olwam. Benjaka. What does the 4-lined red beads mean? That doesn't even make sense. 4-lined red beads. Guys, please watch my series on beads. I talk about that specifically, so make sure that you watch it so that you cannot ask these questions here. 170, 187. Whoop whoop. Last connection, Gogo. This is my first time tuning in. Will this be available on YouTube afterwards so I can catch up? I hope so. I just have to find my previous ones because every 5 minutes it starts again. TGS, the Gifted Society. Yo, I'm late, the host with the most. I'm here nonetheless. Sabonga Sabali. Thank you to everyone showing love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, someone else is agreeing with Michael with the name. Yes, you can have both in Zunza Nomunda or Sanosan. You can. Anything is possible. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Can you tell me about the cloth behind you? I actually love this cloth. I'm still learning about what it means. I was drawn to it. I think it's stunning. I think it also falls a part of Ubunguni, but I'm not sure what's good with it. But yeah, I also dig it. I think it's beautiful. It's divine, and yeah, flower for a flower, right? Chola Gogo. Love this, Yazi. My soul is filling up. I stumbled upon you for a reason. Welcome, Kanya. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Um, Thank you, Nkosi, for your time. I'm always learning. I'm getting ready to take my journey. And Kulile after subscribing to your channel. Ndiyabonga. Thank you so much, guys. Please hit the like button. Please do. TP Brown Eyes. You are a real MVP. This is Zulu. I'm gonna try read it. What causes ukukhohlwa amaphupho even though uziqhenya and fast. But you know, if I'm sipping from my cup, this thing keeps resetting. Wouldn't you like to know what's in my cup? 187 of you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the like button. TGS it is, guys. Hashtag GMS, Moyo Society. So we have a toss-up between GMS and TMS. So far, GMS is winning. Oh, clearly I'm not behind. Okay, I'm gonna go back up so I can I keep having dreams about amabai, elengonyama, elamaphangela, injedi, but when I go consult, they never mention anything about what could it mean? Kimi. Okay, let me not be controversial. There's two meanings why it's possible ukuthi abantu abatholi ukuthi unedlozi abantu abadala when you go for a reading, even if you are dreaming about our material and our tools. Number one, round one. Okay, firstly, idlozi lakho alifuni noma ubani. That's fine. I've written a thread about this. Idlozi alifuni noma ubani ukuthi abe umuntu okwazi ukuthi akufundele amathambo noma akwazi ukuthi akusize. There's going to be that specific person that is going to be allowed by Idlozi Lagini, your ancestor, to be their communicator and to be their guide and advisor. So don't be surprised if everyone can't tell you about yourself. Count yourself fortunate that not anybody can be able to perhaps take you for a ride. Because by virtue of you seeing something but you're not being told about it, it doesn't balance. Something is amiss. Secondly, and also don't feel frustrated because they're not telling you about you. It just means that your person hasn't arrived. Your person that can figure you out, that can tell you about yourself, has not arrived. Almost like Basam Kuli, so they're still molding that person so that they can be able to tell you about you. So don't feel like Mtlambe, my journey is delayed, I'm not getting the right answers I need. Therefore, it is not important, I'm not worthy. Wow. Hold up. We're not entertaining that thread. Secondly, it could mean that you still need to be introduced to your ancestors. What I mean by that is one of your elders needs to be the one that does a ceremony for you, whether maternal or paternal or both. Depending on your family history, you have to ask if they've done certain ceremonies for you, where they've introduced you to the ancestry of that homestead, for you to be using that surname. There's a number of reasons why you could have that block. Therefore, then they're going to be able to answer you accordingly. The one that has not done the ceremony needs to do it for you. It doesn't have to be anything hectic or all over the place. All it needs to be is umphahlo using snafe, impepho, amakhandlela, also again very specific to if your family uses these items. Not one nsipho washes all, right? And that's important. So therefore, that introduction still needs to be made. Once that is made, then you're going to start learning in backwards now, in reverse, all the things that you have since been shown but lacked the insight and understanding and the connection with. For instance, I don't know how old I was, but I was in university at the time, and my dad used to like visiting his family in the Northwest Province, Koperetz, Babong. We grew up there. On holidays would go visit a lot. um but there was just something that wasn't quite vibing about this particular part of the family. It didn't feel very organic and natural. Eventually my dad was told by random strangers, yo bruh, why do you keep on communicating with the wrong set of ancestors? Like, what are you talking about? I'm of the Lerumo family. This does not resonate with me. What do you mean? What are you talking about? You're just going to confuse my life. Eventually my dad is like a vivid dreamer. My dad can dream about you like this. You've got gray braids, you've got a duke empangala on your head, you're wearing two white pink t-shirts. Bona. My dad is like a dreamer of that note. Like, so he was then shown that there was a farm that he has to locate down the same road he used to travel when he would go visit his family, um the family that raised him. Eventually, we used to tag along with my dad. We got into the car, we got lost, we eventually found it. Literally, guys, the tombstone was on the side of the road that we would travel to, without even betting an eye, and his father's real surname on it, like the works, like something that you would find like in a storybook, like a Harry Potter, because like, ha, so Ubaba then made sure that Siapasha, we communicate with our ancestors there. He introduces myself and my sister, as well as my brother who wasn't with us on the day. Lord and behold, that is literally where my calling began. Because I always woke up being a very dreamy child, but until this one very pivotal moment where my dad literally had to introduce me to his ancestors. And that is where Gogo Moyo, the identity came from, the ideas came from, the energy, everything. But otherwise, this poor refuter does not know what the hell she's doing half the time, but he knows his damn hell knows. So that's as important. That's how important it is. You may feel like perhaps being introduced to your ancestors is not important enough or won't carry that much weight for you. But trust me, you won't know something until you try it. So that could be part of the reason why you're forgetting and not being given these dreams, or you find that you're given the dreams, but you can't necessarily tell you about yourself because you're even giving them the wrong surname, Moti or Shola. It becomes a really crazy situation. TGS, someone GSM, GMS. Okay, I'm not getting any more messages. I don't know if you guys are not sending any more, but it ends with Lembe Tabo. No, and Nozuku. Those are the last people I'm getting messages from. So I don't know if I'm missing out on any messages from you guys. And yes, please do like the bell, the like button. If you're new to this platform, please thank you and welcome. And honestly, guys, I'm exhausted and I'm going to keep it there. I think a very big toss up between GMS and TGS is a great name for us. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I would like for you guys to go out of your way to make sure that you still again use the hashtag AskGogoMoyo in terms of the next topics you'd like us to cover. I want to for us to be specific. I actually want to start it now and say next week we're going to be talking about surnames, irrespective of whether the video drops on Friday or not. On Saturdays, let it be our time where you and I get acquainted, especially at 5 o'clock. Can this be a new thing that we start? If you guys are happy, the fact that we have live streams to begin with, please make sure that you guys do hit the like button so that I can also know that this is working and what's not working. I thoroughly rely on your feedback. So please, guys, don't hesitate to share with me. And again, we were given a really beautiful message today about being able to go forward and smile at your future. We got a very important message today about the week ahead, and where we come from as well. Don't take anything for granted, guys. Hlonipha idlozi, bonga idlozi. Be really, really one with your ancestors, and don't feel like you need to copycat or be like these really deeply cultured sangamas or anything like that. Even this platform alone is suffices to be anything you need it to be. Thank you so much, guys. We actually hit our mark today of getting to 218. I think that was the highest. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that has been the new personal best. We're hoping to get better and stronger. And thank you to everyone who actually tunes into my platform, who watches the GM TV content. I would like to diversify also in my comeback from the lockdown. I really want to challenge the status quo and bring a new energy and a freshness to us as people. Thank you to each and every one of you watching from all the way across the seas and all the different corners of the world and the planet. I appreciate you sincerely. And thank you so much for tuning in and being patient with me with the live streams. I'll see you guys next week and looking forward to more of these. Tozan. We also need to find a name for these live streams, guys, so that we can make sure that when I mention, you already know what I'm talking about. Live with Gogo. I think we'll just keep it as Live with Gogo, and then you'll know exactly what that means. But otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. Ngini Tanda Nonke Emakaya. Cheers.